Everybody, it's Derek from 90 Diagnostics. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with all our new videos. So today I'm just going to show you on replacing spark plugs, and we have an Opel Astra 2011 in the workshop. So I'm going to show you how we replace the spark plugs and just a little pitfalls you need to look out for. So let's go have a look. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is locate where your spark plugs are. They're underneath this cover here, so you lift the cover up, and this is your actual coil pack. On this particular car, it's one coil pack. Usually they're individual, so you'll have 4 separate coil packs, but this car has it all in one. So when one goes down, you got to replace the whole lot, which is a little bit annoying, but that's how it works in this car. So you got 2 Torxes here, and for the sake of time, I've already loosened them. One stair out, little orange clip here, clip it down, and press the button and take off your electrical connection, and then these should pop up nice and easy. Sometimes they get stuck, so we always recommend maybe just to put a little small bit of grease around it, but this is virtually a brand new one that's gone in here. So that's your coil pack removed. Now with your spark plugs, you go cylinder 1, 2, 3 and 4 down here. So what we use is a 16mm socket, which is designed to remove the spark plugs. So down into the spark plug, I give it a turn, and then around we go. Now the spark plug itself is normally easy enough to get out. You can get a magnet there and then remove your spark plug, and that is as simple as that of how you remove them, and then repeat that process for the remaining 3. So just going to show you now the difference between the old and the new spark plug and what to look out for. Okay, so we have all our 4 spark plugs removed from the car. These are the old ones. They're a Bosch that are in it, and a new Bosch set of spark plugs are going in. So let's have a look at the new spark plug. Okay, so the first thing that you want to make sure is that it's the correct length. The last thing you want to be doing is putting a long reach spark plug into the engine, because you will damage it. So it's making sure that it's the correct length, and as you can see there, they're perfect. Now, the old spark plug isn't too bad, but it is recommended to replace it at this interval on this car. So what we want to be looking at here is the actual gap in between here, is in between the electrode, and it should be 0.9mm. Most of these come pre-gapped, but it is no harm to check them with a feeler blade, and we'll do that with all 3 remaining spark plugs. Make sure that they're the right length, and the electrode gap is good. And then once we're happy with that, we'll go and install them. So let's go and do that. Okay, so on most spark plug tools, inside them here there's a little rubber holding, which will actually hold the spark plug in there, so when you turn it upside down it doesn't come out. My one is so well worn that it's gone. So you can either use your spark plug, you can buy a special tool to put this in if they're too long, or you can do what we do in the workshop, is we just use our finger. We put our finger here and we run it down the side of the cylinder head and place it in. The reason why you don't want to get this spark plug and just drop it in here, because what can happen is it can go down and it can push the electrode gap and it can close it. So we can push that in, close it, and then your spark plug is not going to be operating as it should be. So like I said, use the finger and send them down. Simple as that. The drop isn't too far on this car, so we're not too bad. Now then we get our tool. Put them in hand tight. You don't want to cross thread it, obviously. So in tight until you get a few threads on all 4. And then we tighten them up. So when you feel it gripping, you just go a little more, and that's that done. And the same process for all 4. You can torque these. There is a torque setting for them, but it's different for each car. So, but I know it by feel. I've done so many of them. You know what it feels like when it's tight. You obviously don't want to over tighten them, and that is it. That's that. And you just repeat the process. Coil packs back in, and you're good to go. That is as simple as how to do a set of spark plugs. Okay. Just to recap, you just make sure that the spark plug is the right length, Make sure that your electrode gap is correct by looking up the operating manual of the car, and then make sure you don't damage the plugs when you put them down into the cylinder, and obviously don't over tighten them. And that's basically it. That's an easy one to do. Some cars are a lot more awkward to do, and they're hidden at the back. But in general, that's how most spark plugs are done. So yeah, hope this helps, and don't forget to like and subscribe.